Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me here today. I am Rebel Shadow, and today I am going to be taking the political compass test to confirm my beliefs in front of the entire world. I don't know why I say that, but yeah, I took the political compass test last year during the summer, but I want you guys to see how I would take it. I want you guys to know how. Because everyone knows how much I love talking about politics, and I want you guys to understand what my political beliefs and opinions are. I have taken other types of political tests or surveys or quizzes or whatnot and stuff like that, but this I'm doing for your entertainment pleasure. So, without further ado, without wasting any more time, let's get right into this. Okay, so I'm reading this. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. Well, I mean, the corporations pretty much capitalize off of us anyway, so I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, I feel like I definitely. Companies need to benefit too, So I'm gonna say agree. I wouldn't strongly agree, but I would just agree. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. Is that even a question? Of course I would. Of course I would. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Strongly disagree. What the fuck kind of belief is that? Honestly, like just because no one chooses their just because no one chooses their country of birth doesn't mean that it's foolish to be proud of it. Like whoever came up with that belief is obviously full of shit. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. That's a tough one, honestly. I'm kind of in the middle between this one. I'm not saying that I do not advocate for racial supremacy. I 100% do not. But if you're talking about superior qualities, I'm kind of at a cross between agree and disagree. But I think I'm just gonna. No one race has qualities that are superior to another. I think that all races have their own culturalistic ideology and they're all unique in their own ways. So I disagree with this one. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Strongly agree with this one. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. Yeah, if you're fucking Vladimir Putin. Yeah, I strongly disagree with that one. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Uh, I don't know what you mean by that, but I kind of agree in a sense. I like. I think I know what you mean. Like information and entertainment, especially like when it comes to social media platforms and I don't know. Well, let's just say that when it comes to information, people are probably getting information from the wrong sources. That's pretty much all I could say. Now the economy. Let's see what this is. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. Yeah, I have to agree with that one. I don't really see people divided by nationality. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Okay. This one kind of put me between a rock and a hard place. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. I mean, inflation kind of correlates to unemployment in a sense. Cause I mean, like they're trying to make us pay money for more stuff, and I just don't like that idea. I don't like the idea of the government making us pay more money than we have to. Fuck inflation. I strongly agree with this one. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Strongly agree. Like you don't even need to read that one to answer it. Like of course they require regulation. All corporations require regulation. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. Strongly agree. I mean, based on what it means. Yeah, you know. The freer the market, the freer the people. I have to agree with that one. You know. It's a sad reflection on our society that something yeah, it says it's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled branded consumer product. I disagree. Cause I mean, what else are we gonna drink water in? I mean, what else are we gonna drink water in? Like from the fucking lake, from the rivers. Like, what's wrong with drinking water in a bottle? And what's wrong with it being branded? At least it's being marketed to the people. At least people can actually buy water at their own leisure. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I strongly disagree. Because, I mean, if people want to build things like houses or schools or any other type of public or private property, then of course land should definitely be a commodity to be bought and sold. This is a fucking stupid ideology. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Hold on. Can I read that one more time? It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about greedy people, then yes, I agree with that. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Agreed. Okay, the only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. I disagree. Because if you're talking about social responsibility, then I mean, what else do you think a company needs to do if it's gonna be if it has social responsibilities? It needs to branch out to the people it's marketing its products to. You know, the rich are too highly taxed. I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree. The rich deserve to be taxed, especially given how they treat other people who are not rich. Like, have you ever seen a rich person like? They mock homeless people for being homeless. They mock middle class people and they mock lower class people. Like, because we don't live up to their standards. The rich can go fuck themselves. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. Agreed. Wait. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. Okay, that one kind of put me between a rock and a hard place. I don't know where to say that one. I feel like people who also can't pay, who have difficulty paying, should also have access to higher standards. So only saying those with the ability to pay, I disagree. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Strongly agree. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopoly. Hold on. What the fuck? Let me read that. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Strongly agreed. Okay. Now let's look at some of my personal social values. This is where it's gonna get good. Abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Okay, I strongly disagree with that, cause I'm pro-choice and I'm not pro-life. If a woman wants to have an abortion, that's their right. Like, that's their choice. Like, I'm not gonna be the kind of person to tell a woman what they can and can't do with their body. Absolutely fucking not. Yeah, I would definitely get canceled for that. I mean, I myself, when I heard that they overturned Roe v. Wade last year, that genuinely made me angry. Especially, not just angry on my own merit, but angry on behalf of women in general. Because, I mean, you like, you know what women go through, you know? Cause whenever, like, let's just say it's a scenario when a woman gets raped and they end up getting impregnated. That's one of the most horrific scenarios anyone could ever think of. And honestly, for that reason alone, Roe v. Wade should not have been overturned for any reason, under any circumstance. I really, I mean that. So yeah, I feel like I am definitely pro-abortion and I am pro-choice. Anyone who disagrees with me can kindly go fuck themselves with the flaming hot poker. All authority should be questioned. Strongly agree. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Strongly agree. Or as I like to say, an eye for an eye, to live is to die. You've been denied. CZW. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. I disagree. I like, let the taxpayers, you know, why would the taxpayers not want to prop up any theaters or museums? But like, wait, that cannot survive on a commercial basis or like financial basis. Yeah, I agree with that one. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Um like, if you're saying compulsory as in mandatory, then yes, I strongly agree with that one. Schools should definitely not make classroom attendance compulsory. They should not be mandatory for any reason. But they made people like me go through that shit for 12 fucking years, and I hated it. I hated it with every fiber of my being, and there's a lot of fiber. Like, I don't even know what to say here. Like, oh yeah, compulsory. Required by law or rule, or mandatory or obligatory. Yeah. Schools should not make classroom attendance mandatory. I strongly agree with that one. Because who the fuck would want to go to school anyway? I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand that everyone needs an education, but like, motherfucker, no one wants to go to school. Like, stop fucking forcing this shit on us. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Yeah, it depends on the kind of rights they have. But yeah, I digress. Yeah, I agree. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strongly agree. I mean, sometimes I do, like, keep in mind, I do not under any circumstances condone child abuse, but I am a supporter of proper discipline, cuz sometimes children need to fucking learn. I'm tired of kids thinking that they can do whatever they want and expecting to suffer no consequences for it. That's why I hate children. I mean, I've seen children do the stupidest shit, and sometimes it makes me feel like I want to squeeze their necks and kick them like a fucking football. So yeah, I definitely think that good parents sometimes have to spank their children. I mean, I would. Like, for the sake of discipline, you know? It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Strongly agree. Like, yeah, it is. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Strongly agree. I would never do it myself, but I do know that marijuana is used as a means of helping people calm down, you know? And yeah. I strongly and firmly believe that possessing marijuana, whether it be for personal, recreational, or medicinal use, should not be a criminal offense. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I definitely agree with that, because I mean, if you're trying to educate people and trying to lead them into the real world, then yeah, then we should definitely help the future generation find jobs. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. I strongly agree. There are no savage and civilized people. There are only different cultures. I agree with this. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society support. Okay. Okay. Let me read that again. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society support. In a sense, I agree with that. When you are troubled, it's best not to. It's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. Bull fucking shit. Bull and shit. Like, honestly, who the fuck would want to keep repressed memories? Not me. Not me. I mean, look, because the more you try to think of something positive, the more it just doesn't fucking work. And hell, why would I want to keep a whole, like, an extremely positive mindset when hardly anything is positive? Like toxic positivity, I do not fucking embrace that shit, and I do not fucking condone that shit. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. I disagree. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. I disagree. Cause not everything that benefits corporations is gonna benefit the people. No broadcasting industry. Fuck. How do I say this? I listen. I've been a television news broadcasting nerd for like over a fucking decade. I've studied the television broadcasting industry for over a decade since I was a little kid, and I can tell you this. So the question here says, no broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. I strongly disagree with that one. Okay. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. I agree. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in a democratic political system. Uh, um, yeah, that's kind of a double-edged sword there. Um, fuck. This one, I don't even know how to answer that one. Like, it's a significant advantage of a one-party state that it avoids all the arguments that it delays progress in a democratic political system. I disagree because even in a one-party state, there's still going to be arguments that delay progress in a fucking democratic political system. Like, dude, there's still going to be arguments. There's still going to be arguments that even ones that have absolutely nothing to do with the substantive problems of running a government. I mean, there's still going to be those kind of arguments in a fucking one-party state. So I disagree. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Yeah, pretty much. I strongly agree with that one. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. I strongly agree with that one. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. This isn't a dictatorship, so I strongly agree with that one. I strongly disagree with that one. Like, I really do. Wait. Okay, I wouldn't strongly disagree, but I just disagree. Yeah. Okay. Abstract art that doesn't represent it. Fuck. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. I strongly disagree. In criminal justice, punishments should be more important than rehabilitation. In a sense, I strongly agree with this one. You know? Because there are people who do extremely awful things. Like rape, abuse, murder, child grooming, pedophilia, and all sorts of horrendous shit. And I've seen multiple, and I mean multiple cases where with those people, instead of choosing redemption and rehabilitation, instead they're choosing recidivism. They're choosing to make the same mistakes over and over and over again, and they've always been doing this shit on purpose. Each and every single thing they've ever done in their life like this is completely intentional. Like every single thing they do, you know how they say every act has an impact? But yeah, I feel like when they do this kind of shit, it's like these people are the living embodiment of what I'm doing is wrong. I know it's wrong, but I'm doing it anyway. Fuck you. So yeah, I do think that punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. I mean, I will give the people the benefit of doubt. Rehabilitation is important because people do because I do have a faint hope in my heart that people actually do learn their lessons. But the more I keep seeing shit like this happen in the real world, like honestly, the more people keep doing all this kind of shit, the more I realize that it's never going to fucking happen. I'm hoping that there'll be a positive change, but I know that it's never going to happen, and continuing to waste my time trying to contribute and potentially make the world a better place is not going to be a productive use of my time. So, yeah, it is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. I agree, but at the same time, I disagree. I feel like some criminals can be rehabilitated, especially like, you know, but I don't think that people who commit the most heinous crimes, those people are incapable of being redeemed or rehabilitated. So yeah, fuck them. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. I strongly disagree. Mothers may have career, but their first duty is to be homemakers. I strongly disagree with that take. That's like saying that all women belong in the kitchen or something, making their husbands a sandwich. Like, what the fuck kind of take is that? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, let's move on to the next one. Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources of developing countries. I kind of agree with that one, yeah. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. I strongly agree. Astrology accurately explains many things. I agree. Why not? You cannot be moral without being religious. I strongly disagree with that because there are people who actually do have morals, and most of them are not even religious. Like some of these people don't even believe in a god. It's like some people, I know some people who are atheists and they have morals. I know some people who are agnostic and they have morals. So I strongly disagree with this one. Charity is better than social security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Oh no, I don't know what to say about this one. Charity is better than social security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Sometimes charity just isn't enough, so I disagree. Some people are naturally unlucky. That is true. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. I strongly disagree. Like, separation of church and state exists for a reason. I do not want the educational system shoving religious beliefs down my children's throat. If I were to have children, and thank God I don't have children at this age. I'm like only 18, so what do you expect? Like, as of the making of this video. But yeah, if I had a kid and I sent them to school, I do not want them under any circumstances shoving their religious beliefs down their throats or in their faces. So no, I strongly disagree. I do not want my children going to a school that shoves their religious beliefs down their throats. Just like how I wouldn't want to live in a media market where there are television stations owned by a company that shoves their political beliefs down other people's throats, down the viewers' throats, and down in their faces as well. Fucking Sinclair. Fuck you. Okay, what happens? Finally, a look at sex. Alright. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. I strongly agree. I mean, I am a Christian myself, but I do believe that sex before marriage is a sin. I strongly believe that. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. I strongly agree with that one. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. I agree. What goes on in a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. I strongly agree. No one can feel naturally homosexual. I strongly disagree with this one. I don't like anyone can feel naturally homosexual. I mean, like people sometimes have natural attraction and occasionally romantic attraction. It doesn't always have to be sexual. I mean, people often end up having crushes on of people of the same sex. And yeah, I feel like yeah, when people say no one can feel natural homosexual, I think that's just dumb. Because anyone can feel naturally homosexual. People have these urges. People have these like romantic feelings towards people of the same sex. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, and finally, these days openness about sex has gone too far. I strongly disagree. Pride exists for a reason, and I think that we should be encouraging this. I strongly feel like we should be strongly encouraging this. And I saw this on a meme once, and it's about the pride flag, and it says and it says something like, and I quote, this flag being displayed on national government buildings or embassies or airports, anything like that. Like when you see shit like that, like when you see the pride flag being displayed on government buildings or any other type of buildings for that matter, like especially in public no less, that does not mean that the LGBTQ community is oppressed. It means that they're celebrated. If they weren't celebrated and they were oppressed, they wouldn't be holding these flags. They wouldn't be flying these flags everywhere, you know? And that's pretty much it. Let's see where I stand so far. Okay, and where do I live? Okay. All right. Okay. About the political compass. The starting point of the original political compass was in 2001 when we recognized the inadequacies of the standard political measure, left to right. It's certainly fine for discussing economics, but to this day is still widely and wrongly used to describe social attitudes. France's National Front, for example, is popularly described as quote-unquote far right, yet its economic policies have sometimes been to the left of even the French Socialist Party. The party's real extremism is in its social attitudes. That's why we added a social scale. Nevertheless, the more nationalistic and authoritarian a party or individual is, the more right-wing they're still labeled. This, of course, is absurd. Taken to its logical conclusion, it means that the further left a country sits, the more socially liberal its attitudes are. On that basis, North Korea must be a shining model of human rights and social freedoms. Conversely, a country may be very right-wing, i.e. libertarian, in its economics, and be authoritarian at the same time. Singapore is a perfect example. The Index of Economic Freedom produced by the Wall Street Journal and the Conservative Heritage Foundation hails Singapore as the economically freest nation on earth in 2021. On the social scale, however, it's a very different story. Human Rights Watch details its reasons for finding Singapore a deeply authoritarian state. Take a look at a few contrasting nations on this chart. You got North Korea on the left, on the far left, China on the yeah, on like they're authoritarian, so let's face it. They're definitely on the authoritarian side. So yeah, North Korea on the authoritarian far left, China on the authoritarian left, Saudi Arabia on the authoritarian right, and Singapore on the authoritarian far right. And then you got nothing here for libertarian left, but you do have Uruguay and Switzerland on the libertarian right. So yeah, Uruguay is currently rated the world's 44th most free economy and a leading Latin American light in social freedoms, from gay and lesbian rights to legalization of cannabis. Switzerland also has a high rating as a libertarian economy, while at the same time providing a wide range of social welfare programs, in common with the Nordic states and a number of other Western countries. With the exception of its Hong Kong region, China maintains strong economic controls, though fewer than those associated with the more orthodox ruling quote-unquote Communist Party. In recent years, China has shifted closer to the totally repressive social climate of North Korea. Where the economy is also under the absolute control of the state. Saudi Arabia has veered further towards a libertarian economy in recent times, but with no real relaxation of its sweeping authoritarian powers. Let's see where I'm at. Once again, I'm libertarian left. I took this test last year, and I'm still libertarian left. I knew it. I knew I'd end up on there. Well, now you guys know what my political stances are. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I very much enjoy it. I very much appreciate it. Yo, if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat, because I post new content almost every single day. Yeah, wait till you see me in the next. I don't know. I have a lot more new content to plan. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in with me on, like, joining me on this crazy ass adventure we've been through in this video. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat, because I post new content almost every single day. I think I said that earlier, but I sound like a fucking broken record. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, help me. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, you know what? That's going to be it. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Stay blessed and, of course, stay sexy. Peace.